The life of YNW Melly in jail was just revealed by his mother. From food that's not even edible, a cold cell, and no human contact, it's very scary. As Jamie King would reveal that she feels absolutely heartbroken for her son, she feels so helpless that he's not even being treated as a human in jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
She would even begin ranting over the fact that Melly was granted a mistrial in the first trial, essentially beating the court case, but he was still left in jail. He's also not even allowed to use a phone or even look at mail, eliminating any human contact, making YNW Melly feel extremely alone inside of a cold jail cell.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
As YNW Melly was moved to a new county jail before his upcoming retrial next September, as the new lead prosecutor against YNW Melly just submitted his evidence files to the judge, preparing for the new trial. These are extremely concerning. So concerning, the feds aren't even allowing YNW Melly a chance at receiving a bond or house arrest. He's gonna be starting out with simple evidence found on YNW Melly's cell phone when explaining to the jury why Sack Chaser and Juvie passed because of YNW Melly. As YNW Melly sent a text message hours after the crime, essentially admitting to the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also found on Melly's cell phone was a saved video from somebody else's Facebook Live video, where it shows Melly and Bortland's reaction of the crime only 6 hours after it was done.
You see him? Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends, Sack Chaser and Juvie. Knowing how Melly handled it emotionally, the lead prosecutor then wrote down in his file that he then wants to dive deep into what Melly's motive would have been to commit the crime, as the only reason Melly was even given a mistrial was due to the old prosecutors not emphasizing to the jury what YNW Melly's motive was to commit the crime against Sack Chaser and Juvie. But now the new lead prosecutor just found it. He will now have the chance to give it to the new jury and the new judge why Melly did it. The new lead prosecutor spent hours investigating the relationship between YNW Melly and King Von. Recently, a rogue O-Block member shared a secret that YNW Melly told King Von, as Melly and Von ended up being best friends for 2 years. This was, however, until Melly was arrested and King Von sadly passed, as the rogue O-Block member mentioned that Melly was asking King Von for advice on how to handle a situation when your two best friends are coming at you for financial gain.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As allegedly, according to court files, the team YNW was a registered LLC. Throughout music being posted by Melly, Juvie, Sack Chaser, and even Bortland, with even merch deals and live shows, all money funneling into the LLC bank account, Juvie and Sack Chaser wanted a cut of that money as they were a part of YNW. However, Melly and Bortland were the only two truly doing any work with music, merch, and live shows. Melly didn't want to give this part up. If you know anything about King Von's past and how he handled situations, you can likely guess how Von would have told YNW Melly to handle it, as this was the missing piece of evidence the prosecutors were missing during the original Melly trial, which was, what was his motive? Now knowing Melly's motive and the emotions he had hours after the crime, the prosecutor would then put in their file the physical evidence of the crime, such as the Jeep that they were driving in, as during the original trial, Sergeant Williams revealed there is no way this could have been a drive-by, and the person that committed the crime had to have been sitting in the back left seat.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that to create the little bit of a that you see there.
Okay, a lot of information in that answer, so let's break it down a little bit. You mentioned so I'm gonna zoom in on site F. Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.
With Williams revealing the crime must have happened inside of the vehicle during the original Melly trial, we would then see YNW Juvie's mother go to the stand and share who was sitting there, confirming that it was YNW Melly, as she has known all 4 YNW boys for over a decade.
And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
As while the prosecutors were working on building the case to prove YNW Melly's guilt, YNW Melly's lawyers were trying to get him released out of jail as he has been suffering very badly inside of a cold jail cell. It would be reported in a statement of, YNW Melly's Double M retrial is set for September 2025, with his mother giving an update outside of the courthouse.
Free Melly till he's free. He's coming home, guys. Just patience. So we did have court today, him and Bort, they both had court. And so basically the judge put a new trial date in for September 10th of 2025. Please make it make sense. I don't know. At this point, they need to just dismiss the case. So, and yeah, he still doesn't have phone calls. Still no visitation. He's still in the new facility all alone by himself, no contact. He's not allowed to have contact with any other inmates. They move him around with several guards. It's It's like something you never.
With the trial being so far away, lawyers online commented believing that Melly's lawyers will be pushing for a bond or house arrest grant from the new judge. As it would be announced, Judge Murphy has effectively retired on August 1st. Judge Martin will oversee the YNW Melly retrial. As the new lawyers, prosecutors, and even a new judge in the case, everything is now delayed until next year, September, as we saw YNW Melly enter the courtroom trying to get released, with the trial being so far away.
Good morning. This is on State of Florida versus Jamel Demmons. Present is Mr. Demmons. Mr. Demmons, can you hear us?
This is then when it was reported the new judge hears YNW Melly's lawyers out on a bond release. With many moving pieces for the retrial, a delay could be likely. Expect the rapper to be released soon, more to come. The prosecutors, however, wanted to put an end to this very quickly. They don't want YNW Melly on a bond or even house arrest. They want him to remain in jail no matter what his circumstances are in there, as it would be this moment where the courtroom got very scary. The prosecutors would reveal to the new judge, telling them that it's important to know the Florida Police Department originally arrested Melly in Portland on February 13th, 2019 for the passing of sack chaser and juvie. Melly was even granted a mistrial in the case on July 22nd, 2023, but has remained in jail ever since 2019. Meanwhile, YNW Portland was released on a bond for multiple years. When they got arrested in 2019, Portland only spent 3 days inside of jail, as it's very obvious the police ever since day one have only ever wanted YNW Melly. This dates back to the week of the crime where Portland was interrogated by police, where he would hint towards him being the innocent one throughout the interview.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there, there's gotta be some evidence there. There's gonna be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's gonna be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's gonna be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's gonna be evidence over there. Okay, right now, there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
As ever since the interrogation, Melly's been the main suspect, as police believe that he's guilty of doing the crime towards sack chaser and juvie. We even caught a glimpse of how scared Melly's mother is for him when during the original Melly trial, when he was granted the mistrial, his lawyers moments later requested Melly to receive a bond out of jail or even house arrest. Sadly, the judge denied it instantly on the spot, saying that Melly must return to jail, causing his mother to break down into tears. This even led into Melly asking if she was okay.
Sorry.
You'll just
This would end up getting the attention of rappers in the industry, as rap OG Boosie would speak on the stress that Jamie King has been going through.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
As everything in his case seems to be corrupt, as once Melly's chances of receiving a house arrest grant has gotten better this week, and with Melly sitting in jail for over 5 years now, it is likely that it would have been granted. However, there's one thing now preventing it, as Melly was just hit with new charges alongside YNW Portland.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction. YNW Melly, his real name is Jamel Demons. He's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new juror.
As while YNW Bortland was outside, his house would be raided by the feds, and they found insane paperwork against YNW Melly and Bortland.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with a witness.
It would then be announced by Bryson Paul. Here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home last week, as filed into the Broward clerks by the state. Alongside these photos here of Bortland drawing on a piece of paper where certain jurors were sitting in the YNW Melly trial and a description of what they looked like. Bortland had to show up to the Melly trial for one court day, and as soon as he got home, he drew out on a piece of paper the entire floor plan. This is extremely illegal. If YNW Melly was then sentenced to life in prison in that court trial, who's to say that Bortland wouldn't have gave this piece of paper to somebody that is extremely dangerous and had them go after the jurors that made Melly go to prison? Even DJ Academics would explain how illegal this was.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the fuck on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They'll be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.